There was a huge backlash this morning against an image ESPN published on its website. It ran a Photoshop picture of Eagles quarterback Michael Vick as a white man. Here it is. It was meant to accompany an article which ESPN titled, "What if Michael Vick were white?" The author of that article says he had no idea about the artwork and wants to be judged on the words in his article. His name is Teray. Maybe you remember him. He was part of the American Morning family. And it's safe to say he is not happy with the headline or the picture. Teray tweeted this last night. He said, "I wrote an essay about Vick and race. ESPN, the magazine, titled it and added the art without me, which is normal procedure. Judge me on the story, not the art." ESPN, though, stands by his decision, saying it appreciates and encourages the discussion the image has prompted. Joining us now is Teray, who is the author of Who's Afraid of Post-Blackness. We're also joined by Raina Kelly, the senior editor of ESPN, the magazine. Welcome to you both. When you saw this image of Michael Vick as a white man, your thoughts were?
I was dismayed. I was horrified. I didn't imagine that they would do that. And it contradicts what I'm doing in the story, because I talk about that. There's this commonplace idea, this thought experiment that all of us do, that if something happens to somebody, white or black, and you say, well, just switch their races, and then would it be racist or not racist? And this is supposedly a test to know, is it racist or not? But the same thing happened if person was black or white. And I'm like, this whole concept doesn't really make any sense, because race informs your entire life. So you wouldn't even enter the same moment the same way, right? You'd be entirely different. If Michael Vick were white, if that was even imaginable, he may not even go to the NFL, because he might see other options for his life and would try to do something else with his life. So just the concept of reimagining somebody as white or black is extraordinarily difficult, and I dismissed the concept of that right away in the story. So for the headline and the image to suggest, let's look at him as white, is extremely, it's a perpendicular relationship to the story that I wrote.
Okay, well, let's head to Raina then. So Raina, why, because you had a part in the decision making, why put this image out there? Like, why make Michael Vick a white man?
Okay. Well, the first reason we did it is because, I mean, I'm sure, as you know, the purpose of the art in a magazine, on television, and a newspaper is to accompany and make the reader think in a way similar to the story. We knew this picture was going to be provocative. We knew it was going to be thought-provoking. That is what we wanted. We did not want people to shut down. We wanted people to stop, look at the picture, and then read the article, which in fact is what they did. It's a fantastic article, and one in which Teray, as he mentions, handles race in a very nuanced and layered way. But the first question, which is asked and answered in the piece, is, would this happen to a white quarterback? Teray says yes, and then we move on to the idea of switching races. And that is something that's very interesting to me, and I think to our readers, because when you look at somebody and you look at their race, you make decisions about them immediately. And what we wanted to do was almost a visual experiment with our readers. How do you feel about Michael Vick when you see him white?